Today in our whiteboard leadership moment, I want to talk about small groups. Groups tend to be a very important part of most churches, and yet a whole lot of us don't really know how to evaluate an effective, successful small group. And so I want to give you 3 signs of a small group that was effective today. Imagine a group meeting in someone's home and different things happen. The first is this: it's an aha moment. Anytime you're together, and maybe it's a sermon-based small group, or you're studying something by some author you're reading together, and someone says, I didn't know that about myself, about God, or about the world, or about relationships. That's called an aha moment. I learned something. I discovered something that I didn't know. Aha moments are a fantastic part of Bible study and small groups. The second is this: jailbreak moments. These are my favorites. The jailbreak moment is when someone realizes that something about them is not the way it needs to be, and they make a change. And then others in the group get vulnerable and make changes themselves. Let me give you an example from my own life. I was in a small group one time, and there was a couple in the group that told the group that they were having trouble in their marriage. And when they said that, another couple perked up and said, we've been having trouble in the exact same area. And they began to talk about that. Another couple began to say, we're having trouble too. And what happened in our group, we all we gathered together and talked about it. We broke up in prayer and began to pray. And we decided to go a different route with our group, all because one person got brave. In another case, it was a small group that there was a couple in the group that were getting a divorce. And one of the couples knew it and everyone else did not know it. And it was announced to the small group that this couple was going through some marriage troubles and they just needed to pray for them. But one of the men in the group said, what do you mean pray for them? They're not here and they're going to get divorced. We need to go and see them. I'm going to go and leave and go see, I'm going to call him Joe. Joe, and any of you guys want to go with me? And all the guys got up and they left the room. They got out of the house. They got in some trucks and they drove off to meet with Joe and to talk to him about saving his marriage. And all the ladies looked at themselves, we're not just going to stay here. And they went over and they all got in their cars and drove over to see this young woman who was struggling in her marriage. And they began to encourage her and pray for her. And as a result, this couple got back together, and they're still together to this day because of the jailbreak moment that happened in the life of their group. Jailbreak moments are all about being vulnerable. And you have to be vulnerable in order to grow in a small group. And then there's brave heart moments. Brave heart moments are those moments when something difficult needs to be said to someone else in the group. Brave heart moments can be one-on-one, or they can be in the group setting. I was in a group one time where someone they said something about God, and the person said, I'm sorry, but that's not what the Bible says. That's simply not true. Can we just look at this verse? I want you to see this about God. For them, they had never spoken up in group before, but it just hit their heart so deeply. They wanted to say something about it. It was a brave heart moment for them. Another time, it was someone who wanted to do something for everyone else, and so they just challenged them to stop going this way and to move this direction. Let's all go this direction. It was a brave heart moment because this person had never volunteered to lead anything before. When you have a small group that there's aha moments, and there are jailbreak moments, and there are brave heart moments, all of a sudden, success in the group is no longer did everyone attend, or did everyone like the snack, or did we get through the lesson. Those things can be helpful, but they're really not the purpose of a group. The purpose of the group is to help people meet and know and follow Jesus in every area of their life. Hopefully your small group system is great, and hopefully you can use these signs as something you can use to help people move forward in successfully, effectively discipling people in their groups. This has been a Converge Whiteboard Leadership Moment. To learn more about Converge or to join us, check out converge.org.